Please subscribe to our channel for more nature stories, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Have you ever wondered what great drama begins with the arrival of spring in North America's wilderness? Today we'll take you there, where snow melts, rivers thunder, and a giant of the wild risks everything for the survival of its next generation. Close your eyes and picture the wild heart of North America. Snow is melting on rugged mountains, rivers roar with the surge of spring thaw, and deep within the forests, one of the continent's most iconic creatures stirs awake. The grizzly bear, massive, powerful, yet surprisingly tender, emerges into a season that will decide the very future of its kind. Mist hangs low across the pines, sunlight slants through the clouds, and somewhere among the valleys of Yellowstone and the glacial ridges of Alaska, the great bears rise from their dens, heavy with sleep but alive with ancient purpose. For centuries, grizzlies have roamed these lands, guardians of balance in the wilderness. Their claws churn soil that seeds depend upon, their wanderings spread life across the hills, and their presence keeps herds in check. They are keystone beings, silent engineers of the ecosystems that humans now come to marvel at in national parks and hidden valleys. But spring changes them. This is the season when instinct sharpens, when the blood of survival quickens, and when journeys begin that stretch for dozens of miles in search of something far older than memory, new life. The air grows charged as boars, the male bears leave behind familiar valleys and set their paws toward distant ridges where a female might be waiting. Sometimes they cross rivers swollen with meltwater, sometimes they climb the wind-scoured face of the Rockies, driven by nothing more than a scent on the air, an echo left on a trail. These wanderings are not gentle strolls. They are quests, written into muscle and bone. And when two males cross paths near the same female, the forest itself seems to tremble. The clash is sudden. Two towers of muscle rear to their hind legs, their roars shaking the air. Massive paws swipe like hammers, jaws snap, and the scent of torn earth fills the wind as their weight pounds the ground. The battles are fierce, but rarely to the death. Nature wastes nothing. Often it is scars, limps, or exhaustion that decide who wins. The vanquished withdraws into shadow, and the victor, chest heaving, earns the right to stay near the female. Yet for all the thunder of those fights, what follows is far more surprising. The male does not claim the female with violence. He shadows her. Days may pass where he lingers at the edge of her world, resting near her feeding grounds, following her across ridges, lying close enough that she feels his presence. In this quiet dance, scientists have seen moments that almost seem like tenderness, playful chases across meadows, a brush of noses in the long grass, even gestures that look like clumsy embraces. For animals built of such strength, these glimpses of patience and gentleness reveal another side of the wild. And beneath it all, a marvel is unfolding at the microscopic level. Like all mammals, life begins when sperm meets egg. But in grizzlies, there is an ingenious trick: delayed implantation. After mating, the fertilized egg drifts quietly within the female's body, refusing to attach, refusing to grow. Months may pass, and still it waits. Only as the leaves turn red and the air grows cold, only when the mother has gorged enough to survive the long sleep of winter, does her body allow the egg to settle in the womb. Only then does true pregnancy begin. Evolution has shaped a safeguard: only those strong enough to endure hibernation will cradle life. Winter blankets the Rockies in silence. Rivers freeze beneath sheets of ice, elk push low into valleys, and storms sweep across Montana with winds that rattle the timberline. Beneath a drifted slope, a female bear curls deep in her den. Her breath is slow, her body heavy with torpor, but within her, tiny miracles stir. In the stillness of January, sometimes February, cubs are born. They arrive blind, helpless, their fur barely a whisper, each one smaller than a squirrel. And yet against the vast bulk of their mother, they nuzzle and squeak, seeking warmth. She may never fully wake, but instinct pulls her closer, cradling them against her belly, offering milk and safety. As the months pass, the cubs grow. Their eyes open, their coats thicken, their little claws scratch at the earthen walls of the den. By the time snow begins to melt again, they are playful, curious bundles of life, full of energy but still unaware of the dangers that await them. When the mother finally pushes out into the sunlight of spring, her cubs stumble behind her, blinking into a dangerous new world. Every step outside the den is a test. Golden eagles circle high, wolves roam valleys, and even other male bears may threaten young cubs. Yet the mother stands between them and every shadow. She teaches them how to climb trees to escape, how to forage roots and insects, how to splash clumsily in a stream after darting salmon. Each lesson is survival passed from one generation to the next. For 2 to 3 years, they remain at her side, learning the secrets of the forest. And when the time comes when they are strong enough to stand on their own, she drives them away, not out of cruelty but out of the same relentless law that shaped her. Independence is the final gift she can give. It wasn't always certain these stories would continue. Once, more than 50,000 grizzlies roamed the lower 48 states. But by the dawn of the 20th century, fear, hunting, and shrinking wilderness had driven their numbers down to barely 1,000. In Yellowstone, they were ghosts of a past that seemed ready to vanish. Yet America chose another path. With the Endangered Species Act, with protected lands and careful stewardship, grizzlies began to return. From the meadows of Glacier to the backcountry of Wyoming, their paw prints reappeared. Today, though still threatened, they stand as proof of what can happen when a nation fights to preserve its wild heart. Still, their challenges are far from over. Highways slice through migration corridors. Climate change threatens food sources like whitebark pine nuts. Human conflict at garbage dumps or ranches can end lives too soon. But each problem has a solution if people choose to act. Wildlife corridors can reconnect their ranges. Respecting park rules can prevent deadly encounters. Supporting conservation groups ensures the next generation inherits a land where bears still walk free. And why should this matter? Because the story of the grizzly is larger than science.